Hey guys, how's it going? Just want to talk to you today about, you know, being responsible with your money. Um, we're living in tough times. Financially, a lot of us aren't doing too great. But I want to talk to you today about what do you do with your money, with your assets. You know, as you can tell, there's numerous things that you can put your money into. Like Bitcoin and ETFs and stocks and stuff like that. And some of them are pretty good, but you got to be wise about it because you can wind up losing all your money. And I say all that to say that you got to be wise with it because first of all, like I just stated, we're in hard times. So that means that money isn't coming, pretty often and regular, unless you have a great job. Some of you guys do. I don't. But you know, it's easy. It's hard to come by and easy to lose. And the name of the game is to hold on to as much as possible. You know, try to limit your going out and spending on restaurants and stuff like that, and high-end places, popping bottles and all that nonsense. Because at the end of the day, when you look at your finances, you really have to say to yourself, what did I spend my money on? Is this something that's I'm gonna get in return? Yeah, you get the experience, and sometimes it is all about the experience. But then other times, the experience is short-lived. So you turn around and you say, well, damn, I blew $300 last night. But guess what? That $300 could have paid your utilities for probably 2 months, maybe even 3, depending on where you live. So, you got to spend your money very wisely, nowadays. 6, 7 years ago, things were much different. You had less worries. Money was there. Now, no, you got to stretch every dollar. There's people getting food from the food pantry just because, they can't go to the local, supermarket, bodega, whatever, and get the food they used to eat. They have to eat a lower quality now. And I mean, it's still food, but you're trying to eat the most nutritional and get some protein in there and a few starches and definitely vegetables. But you got to be wise with your money. It's hard to come by now. It's not that easy. And you just got to spend it wisely. Because there's no telling what's happening in the future. There's a lot of layoffs going on. There's all kind of things happening out here right now. And just because you have it today doesn't guarantee you're going to have it tomorrow. So spend your money wisely and pay attention to where it goes. And if you can find some investments to, park that money in for a little while, I would suggest so. Be careful with the gold market. I mean, if you're buying any gold, get coins and stuff like that in bars if you can afford them, because if you're buying jewelry, for some reason, even if the market goes up, the jewelry doesn't hold its value. I mean, and I don't mean stuff that's iced out. I mean like regular jewelry. I don't know why it loses its value if you try to trade it in or pawn it or whatever, but it does, and it shouldn't, because even if you bought it at a discount, they're gonna try to lowball you. I've seen it 1,000 times, and it's not worth it, because let's say you bought something for $2,000, they mess around and try to give you about $1,200, and you're like, wait a minute, I just bought this 30 days ago and da-da-da, and they're like, nah, this is the best I can do. And you're like, well, that's like $800 just gone. And they're like, well, but then they're going to sell it for like $2,200. So now they making the 800 plus 200 on you. I mean, this is the society we live in right now. I don't know what else to say. You just got to be, real cautious with your money, because Right now, nobody's in a real caring mood. Everybody is gimme, gimme, gimme. You know, just take. And, you know, if you, like I said, if you're not careful, you're going to find yourself in a bad place on a shoestring budget and trying to figure out, you know, how you're going to manage your lunches and dinners for next week. And that's not fun, especially if you have a family. So once again, be kind, be caring, and be considerate. Peace.